Welcome to WordPress Basics. These videos are tailored to help you learn how to edit your WordPress site on your own. And today we're going to talk about adding, removing, and editing posts. My name is Monica Pitts, and I'm the owner and founder of Make Create Design, and I've been working with WordPress sites for over 10 years. My team and I produce around 50 WordPress sites every year, and we think that WordPress is totally awesome. We feel like it's a tool that our clients can use to help them grow their businesses, but first, they have to figure out how to use it, and so that's what these videos are all about. Let's talk about adding, removing, and editing posts. Let's start with adding posts, and there is no shortage of places to click to add a post. So let's just go through a few of them. The first one up at the top, plus new, post. That would add a post. If you scroll over posts and then you clicked add new, that would totally add a post. Or if I just click on the posts on my menu and I click the add new button right here, that would also add a post for you. So there's no shortage of options. Just pick the one that you like the best. So after I click the add new button, I am going to set the main determinants for my post. Things like what category I want it to be in, what do I want the name to be, what do I want the visibility to be, when do I want it to publish. So let's talk through some of those things. First, title. This should make sense. You need to name it something that makes sense. Something that if somebody searched for this type of information, they would find. Also note that the title shows up here. So this is my snippet preview. This is what the title is going to look like out on Google, on the search page. That's what it would look like. The title shows up on the search page. I know I just said it twice, but it's because I want to make a point that it really should make sense and be something that people could find and easily read and want to see. Okay. Also, the title is going to show up in the link to the post. Boom. All kinds of ways that this little thing right here is used. It doesn't seem that important, but it's used all over the place, right? All right, so then we're going to set the other determinants for our post. The way that we find them is over on the right side. Now, if for some reason your screen looks like this, I just want you to click on settings. It will show up. If it looks like this, you just need to click on post and then it'll show up. Sometimes things disappear. You know, it happens. All right, so first thing is visibility. You have the ability to make it public, means everybody can see it, private, so only people who are logged in can see it, or password protected, which means that you can put a password on just this one post. So if I chose that, then I could type in the password and I could give somebody the link. They could type in the password and see the post. Okay, you have the choice of when to publish it. And this can be super, super convenient because if you're writing a bunch of news articles and you want to produce one a week, then you can write them in bulk and then you can publish them when you want them to be published. You could publish it tomorrow, a week from now, a week ago. See, it's pretty fancy. Also, you can choose the author. So if you have different people in your organization that are authoring content and maybe you are adding it to the website, you might switch the author there. These authors are just pulled from users. All the users in the website have the ability to author, that have the ability to author content will be in that dropdown. Okay, categories. You would choose the category that you want to put the content in. And categories are things that you should think about like before you start your blog, not just like add willy-nilly because then things just end up kind of being a mess. But you can search for categories by entering a search term. Or you can just check the boxes. Boom. I would suggest against clicking add new categories because that is just adding randomness. I really think that you should stick with the stuff that you already planned. But that's just my personal opinion. And we'll go more into adding categories in other videos. Okay, tags. I don't use tags for anything because if you notice, there's no drop-down menu of tags and you have to type it in every single time. And if you make a spelling error, then it's not the same tag as the other tag. And so it's very difficult to programmatically decide where things show up based on things that you type in and could have spelling errors in, and then they wouldn't show up anymore. So I don't use them. That's my personal opinion. Okay, so featured image. A lot of blog posts, including the ones on my own website. So if we go out to makecreate.com, have pictures with them, right? So if I go over to blog, there's a picture with every single one of my blog posts. See? Pictures, boom. Okay, so these are all featured images, and you probably had them in your posts as well. So this is where they show up right here. So you will just scroll down, look for featured image, click on set featured image, and then you can choose it from the media library here, or you can choose to select files from your computer and attach them. All right. You might want to enable discussion on your blog post, and if so, then you would choose allow comments or allow pingbacks and trackbacks. You can choose. A lot of my clients don't want comments because that's not the type of website that they want to run, but you might be one, so you would choose that here. And if you have custom excerpts available, then you could write it and put it in here. So those are the big picture settings that you would put into every single post. Now, when you're ready to publish it, you would just click publish, right? So you click publish. Are you ready to publish? Yes, I am. You click publish, boom. It will be out on your website. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I am building a post is I like to check early and check often. How do I say that? Okay, so let's say that I'm putting a bunch of stuff in here. I am typing lots of stuff. And now I shall type more. Every time that I type stuff, the system decides, do I want to save this? Do I not want to save this? Okay, so let's click Save Draft. So what I did, I just saved the draft. I did not publish the post. I just saved it, right? So now no one else can see it except for me or any other administrator when they're logged into the site. And that's pretty okay. And I can preview my post by clicking Preview. I've got desktop selected because that's what I want it to look at it in. And I click Preview in Tab. There you go. This is what I have going on right now. And this is what it would look like. Now, obviously, there's lots of pretty things that we can do in here, but I will go over that in another video. Okay, so let's say that I have more stuff here, stuff that could break other things. Okay, Save Draft. Now I can go over to my Preview tab and I can refresh my Preview tab and it shows up. Most of the time I like to set up my screens because I have two monitors here. I have one screen with the admin section pulled up and I have one screen with the public side of the site pulled up. That way I can make my edits, I can save my draft, I can go over, I can refresh, and I can look at the preview. And this is all without publishing it. So you can make it perfect before you ever publish it, which is pretty exciting. Now, one other thing that is a really nice feature is look here. See, we've done a few saved drafts, and so we have 2 revisions. WordPress saves the stuff that you've done incrementally. So if I did something that broke everything before it and I have no idea what it was, because that happens sometimes, especially if we have really fancy stuff that another person has done for us and then we just broke it. Okay, so I can go back and I can click on revisions. What that will show me is the versions that have been saved of this post. Now, I don't expect you to understand all the gobbledygook down here, because you're not a web developer, or else we would not be hanging out right now. This is all like that stuff, right? But I know that you know dates and times, and I know that you can use this slider to pick the last time that you edited the site when it wasn't broken. So just use the slider and pull it along the timeline and pick the last version that you remember that wasn't broken, or just go back version after version until you get to the spot where it wasn't broken, and then you click restore this revision. Boom, back to a spot where everything's okay and it's not completely broken. It's pretty cool, huh? We should thank WordPress. That was a smart idea. Okay, so now let's ask ourselves, how do we edit a post? Well, there's a couple of different ways. One, we could click on all posts we can hover over this post and I can click edit. And then it drops me into my editing window, just like it was before. I can edit content, I can save the draft, or I can publish it. Okay, other ways that we can do it is we can go out to the front end of the site. We're going to find the post that we want to edit. So let's go out to our blog. We're going to find the post that we want to edit. I want to edit this one. And then I click edit post. And it will plop me into the editor screen with all of the content in there, and I can edit it. Very fancy, huh? That's pretty, I think it's super convenient. I personally prefer to find the information on the front of the site using that user interface and click edit than going into the back of my site and like digging through everything in the admin section. I just think it's way more convenient to do it that way. Because we're used to using the front of the site. We're not as used to using the back of the site all the time. All right, so those are two ways that we can edit the post. The next thing that we wanted to talk about was removing the post. So how do we get rid of them? Well, there's a few different ways that we can do it. We can click move to trash, like this button right here. So if I'm in here and I decide this is actually total crap, click move to trash. There you go. Another thing that I can do is, I'm going to come back out here. Here's that exact thing that we were just looking at. This should make sense. That was my title. And I can click move. I can click trash. Boom. Trash. But wait, what if I didn't actually mean to send it to trash? I have had clients that will bulk actions, they'll select all of these, all their posts, and then they will move them all to trash and click apply. Oh, they freak out and they're like, I just deleted everything on my website. And I'm always like, it's totally okay because the trash does not take itself out. It's kind of like at your house, right? You got to get somebody to take it out. And so you can remove things from the trash. You can restore them or you can delete them permanently. If I click restore, it will just take it right back and it will plunk it into my main all posts view. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Now, one other thing that I do want to show you about editing posts, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm back to editing posts, is that you can bulk edit certain content in your posts. So you can check the boxes for posts. So these are all selected, right? And I can click quick edit. So I could add them all to the same category by checking this box and clicking update. That is super convenient because if you have to go in and open every single post to change the category, that really stinks, right? You could add a tag to them all. Like I said, I don't use tags, but yeah. Or maybe you've got a group of posts that you don't want to have published anymore. You could change the status. Yes, you could make them password protected or private. So there's a lot of really convenient things that you can do in bulk to your posts. So keep this in your back pocket for like when your website is very robust and you have all kinds of stuff in it and you need to make a shifty change and it feels like it's going to take forever. Sometimes it doesn't have to. Sometimes there's like this feature that totally lets you do it that will save you so much time. All right, friends. So that is what I have to share with you about adding, editing, and removing posts. Thanks for hanging out with me today and going on this learning journey with me. Hopefully you feel just a little bit more in control of updating your WordPress site on your own. So if this helped you solve a challenge, will you give the video a thumbs up? And also, if you feel like you'd like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to our page and then you can get updates because we're publishing videos like this all the time. And then last but not least, like let's say that you feel like you want to have like a more organized and comprehensive WordPress training experience, we actually built a training library for our clients and you can have access to it as well. It's free and it's over at youmaycreate.com.